He thought his dad was dead, until he saw him in another family's photo. This boy thought his father died in a house fire when he was 8 years old. For nearly a decade, he lived with the grief, the silence, and the questions no one could ever answer. But one afternoon, everything changed with just one photo. His name is Noah, and this is the story of the lie that shattered his life. It started on a rainy Monday afternoon. Noah was at school, sitting in the cafeteria with his best friend. They were casually scrolling through pictures on a phone when something unusual caught his eye. It was a birthday photo from his friend's cousin's party. The image showed a happy family, a bunch of balloons, cake on the table, and people laughing. But Noah's heart stopped when he saw a familiar face in the background. A man smiling, standing beside a woman and 2 kids. It wasn't just a random face, it was his father. Noah froze. His mind raced back 9 years ago, the day of the fire. His mom had called him crying, saying their house had caught fire while his dad was inside. They never found a body, just ashes, just enough destruction for a closed casket. A funeral with no closure, and a childhood filled with emptiness. But now, that man, the one he buried in his heart, was alive in someone else's photo. Noah didn't tell anyone, not yet. He went home, locked himself in his room, and started digging. He pulled out every newspaper article about the fire, searched every record he could find online. The reports all said the same thing. His father was presumed dead, but no body was confirmed. It was all starting to make sense now. His father never died, he ran. Over the next few days, Noah obsessed over the details. He found the location of the party from the photo tag. It was in a quiet suburban neighborhood just 30 minutes away. One day after school, he went there alone. He stood across the street, hiding behind a fence, watching the house. And then he saw him, the man from the photo, his father, mowing the lawn like nothing ever happened, laughing with 2 little kids, kissing a woman who clearly wasn't Noah's mom. He was alive, and he had a new family. Noah wanted to scream and cry, or run up and hit him, but instead he went home. He couldn't sleep that night. At dinner, he looked at his mom and asked, "Mom, was Dad ever really found in the fire?" Her fork dropped, her hands shook. She didn't answer right away. She just stared at him. And then, with tears in her eyes, she whispered, "I never knew for sure. He never came back. I assumed he was gone." That was all Noah needed to hear. The next morning, he went back to that house. He rang the doorbell with shaking hands, and when the door opened, everything paused. His father stood there, older, grayer, but definitely him. His eyes widened in shock. He didn't even try to deny it. He just said one word, "Noah." Noah stared at him and said, "You left us. You faked your death." His father stepped outside quickly and closed the door behind him. "Let me explain," he said, "please." They sat on the porch, and for the first time in 9 years, Noah heard the truth. His father had been drowning in debt. He was involved with dangerous people, people who threatened his family. The fire was real, but his escape was planned. He made it look like he didn't survive. He thought it would protect Noah and his mother, but instead of returning, he started over. A new life, a new name, a new family. Noah couldn't believe what he was hearing. "You chose them over us?" he asked. "I was 8 and my mom was alone. We cried for you, thought you were dead." His father had no answers, just guilt. He said, "I thought disappearing was the only way to keep you safe. But the truth is, I was a coward." Noah walked away that day, his heart broken all over again. He didn't tell his mom the full story. He didn't destroy his dad's new life. He just stayed quiet. But a few weeks later, on his 18th birthday, a letter arrived. It was handwritten from his father. Inside was an old photo of the 3 of them, back when things were still whole. And on the back a note that read, "I'll regret it forever, but I'm proud of who you've become." Sometimes, the people who are supposed to protect us cause the deepest pain. But even in their silence, we find our strength. Noah never saw his father again. He moved on, but he never forgot. Because some stories don't end with forgiveness. Some just end with truth, and the truth always finds its way back.